Hi friends, we're going to continue on with the quadratic formula, but for all these answers, we're going to need to simplify the radical. So let's look here, 5x squared plus x plus 1. So a is 5, b is 1, c is negative 1. Putting it in our formula, x equals the opposite of b, plus or minus the square root of b squared, take away 4 times a times c, all over 2 times a. So if I put the discriminant here in my calculator, I would get x equals negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 21, and then 2 times 5 is 10. If we try to break up 21, our only options are 7 and 3, so there would be no pairs, so the square root of 21 cannot be simplified. Our final answer then, negative 1 plus the square root of 21 divided by 10, and negative 1 minus the square root of 21 divided by 10. 2x squared plus 12x plus 5. A is 2, b is 12, c is 5. So x equals the opposite of b, negative 12, plus or minus the square root of b squared, take away 4 times a times c, all over 2 times a. Putting the discriminant in my calculator, I would get 104. So x equals negative 12 plus or minus the square root of 104. And then 2 times 2 is 4, so all divided by 4. If we split up 104, we can start by doing 2 and 52. 2 is prime. 52 is 2 and 26. 2 is prime, and 26 is 2 and 13, which are both prime. So it looks like I have a pair of 2's that can go on the outside, and then my 2 times 13 will have to go on the inside. So this ends up being 2 times the square root of 26. Is what square root 104 ends up simplifying to. So then we have negative 12 plus 2 times the square root of 26, all divided by 4, and negative 12 minus 2 times the square root of 26, all divided by 4. But now we need to simplify a little bit more. If I look at the numbers other than the number under the square root, so negative 12, 2, and 4, negative 12, 2, and 4. All of those numbers can be divided by 2 if I want to simplify this fraction. Negative 12 divided by 2 is negative 6, plus 2 divided by 2 is 1. We still have that square root of 26, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. And then we have x equals negative 6 minus 1 times the square root of 26, all divided by 2. So these are my final answers, final completely simplified answers. You need to make sure you simplify it in order to get full credit. Let's look at another one. A is 1. B is 0 in this case because I have no x term, and C is negative 24. So x equals the opposite of B. There's no really opposite of 0. I'm just going to put 0 plus and minus the square root of 0 squared. Take away 4 times 1 times negative 24, all over 2 times 1. So continuing to simplify and putting the discriminant into my calculator. I'm not going to put this 0. It's really not necessary anymore. I'm just going to say plus or minus the square root of 96, all divided by 2. Now if we simplify the square root of 96, 96 is 2 times 48. 2 is prime. 48 is 2 times 24. 24 is 2 times 12. 12 is 2 times 6. And finally, 6 is 2 times 3. So if I'm looking at pairs that I can pull out, I have 1 pair of 2s, 2 pairs of 2s. If we take out both of those pairs of 2s, it'll be a 4. And then the 2 and the 3 have to stay home, so that'll be 6. So now I get x equals positive 4 square roots of 6 divided by 2, and x equals negative 4 square roots of 6 divided by 2. But again, now we need to look and see if we can simplify. We need to simplify the 4 and the 2. We can divide both of those numbers by 2. So x equals 2 times the square root of 6 divided by 1, but we don't need to put the divided by 1. So I'm just going to say x equals 2 times the square root of 6, and x equals negative 2 times the square root of 6. All right, this one, A is 1, B is 0 again, C is negative 96. So x equals 0 plus and minus the square root of 0 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 96, all over 2 times 1. Continuing to simplify, we have plus and minus the square root of 384, all divided by 2. So if I break up 384, I know that's the same as 3 times 128 if I put it in my calculator. 128 is 4 times 32. 4 is 2 times 2. 32 is 2 times 16. 16 is 2 times 8. 8 is 2 times 4. And 4 is 2 times 2. So it looks like we have lots of pairs of 2s here. 1 pair of 2s, 2 pairs of 2s, 3 pairs of 2s. If I take all of those out, that would be 8. And it looks like we're left with a 2 and a 3, which will give me 6. So I have x equals positive 8 square roots of 6 divided by 2, and negative 8 square roots of 6 divided by 2. But again, I need to simplify here and do 8 divided by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So I get positive 4 square roots of 6 and negative 4 square roots of 6 for my final answer. This next one, we can't do. That one actually has no real roots. So we'll learn how to do this one later. Let's look at one more example. A is 3. B is negative 12. C is 4. So x equals the opposite of b, plus or minus the square root of b squared, take away 4 times a times c, all divided by 2 times a. If I put the discriminant in my calculator, I get 12 plus or minus the square root of 96, all divided by 6. We already broke up the square root of 96. In a previous example, we said that was the same thing as 4 times the square root of 6. So now this becomes 12 plus 4 times the square root of 6 divided by 6, and 12 minus 4 times the square root of 6 divided by 6. Again, I need to simplify here. I need to find what number I can divide 12 and 4 and 6 by. We can divide all of those by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6, plus 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So x equals 6 plus 2 times the square root of 6 divided by 3, and 6 minus 2 times the square root of 6 divided by 3. All right, friends, that's all I have for you today. Have a good day.